Hey guys, Automotive Inquiries here. So I got a couple actually emails about people wanting to know about my big truck. We've talked about my Stinger, we've talked about my son's Impreza, the Telluride. So I thought maybe why not do a review of my 16 Mega Cab dually special order that I bought new. Just give you a little breakdown on it. So kind of can be a short-term / long-term review, if you will. So special ordered this in 2016 and ordered it with everything I wanted on it, which at that time I wanted a Laramie. And only thing I've really done to the truck was put this tonneau on it, which has taken a beating over the years. I did get the fifth wheel attachment because this pulls our 40-foot 24,000 pound fifth wheel. And let's see, from the factory I got the Alcoa wheels, Aisin tube steps, and I omitted the sunroof for the Laramie. I didn't want it. And so right down here, this truck was especially made for me. My window sticker had my name on it. One thing I will tell you is the Cummins doesn't have glow plugs. It has a grid heater like a semi, so but I still give it a chance to warm up, so I haven't started it for a few days. So what you want to do is on these, no foot on the brake, double tap that, and then you can see the little warm up. It's a hot day, so it's warmed up, it's ready to rock. You can just get in and fire it up, but I still like to take care of my stuff. So I've had it for 4 or 5 years. Sits out in the sun every day. Still looks like brand new because I have a special way I like to keep my vehicles clean and detailed. And so
711-8800.
I did get the Alpine in it when I ordered it, and I didn't care that it was a short bed dually because with the Mega Cab it's basically a long bed. So I know people talk about short distance, but I needed the leg room for my family. So we are, even after all this time, I'm only 23,000 miles in to my ownership, and it has 2 recalls on it. The water pump, I do have the water pump issue, but I refused to take it in for it. So let's see what else. It did have a glitch with the infotainment system safety stuff, but that I can download that for myself. So nobody touches my truck, just me. But in 23,391 miles, I've had 0 problems with my truck. Even though it sits out here and the mice like to get up in the battery covers and stuff, I have had 0 issues. No intakes. I did do an exhaust end piece from MBRP, which just makes it look nice, doesn't affect anything horsepower wise. Canon drop-in filter, everything like that. And the truck runs great. I mean, you can see my average down there. Idling, in town driving, I only get about 14.7, basically round up to 15. But the truck still looks like brand new. The only thing I can do to save it from the sun is put this window screen because it doesn't fit in my garage. It actually doesn't fit really anywhere because it's so big. But when people say, maybe should I buy a Ram, should I buy a Ford, should I buy a Duramax, whatever. I had the first generation Duramax, 2003, came out, and it was a nice truck. Never really pulled anything with it. Good running truck, had it for a couple of years, no problems. Just over the years though, I've always been a Ram fan. I've had the Tradesman, I've had the Outdoorsman, the SLT, the Bighorn, and now this Laramie. And this one's paid off, and it'll be with me for the rest of my truck ownership lives. Does everything that I want to do. I can hold almost 3 tons in the bed. The infotainment system works perfectly. And my big fifth wheel, a lot of people don't understand when they do all these challenges and stuff. They get in there and they mash the throttle on these new trucks. Well, you know, with all the torque management systems and everything they have in it, it doesn't work that way. Turbo spool on wasted exhaust gas. So if you're getting a diesel, period, you need to kind of work into it, get past first or second, and I can rip up the gauntlet, what they call it here in Colorado, at 90 mile an hour. If I wanted to pull my trailer, the truck doesn't even sneeze. And with my exhaust brake and everything on it, I can let off the gas and tap down the hill, and it will literally damn near bring the truck to a stop. It'll get me within 20-25 miles per hour. And I've had no problems, no brake issues, no nothing. I run the stock Nexen tires that came on the truck, and most of the other trucks that are non-dually are going to come with Firestone tires. All my other trucks, they did good. And I've never had a problem with any of my Rams, except for I just wanted more. So when I started with the Tradesman, then went to Outdoorsman with a Ram box and everything like that, I've had them all. I knew what I wanted, what I didn't want, and this is Ironhide. And it's been a great truck. You know, people are like, well, blah, blah, blah. Well, I can tell you this much. There's not a lot of Duramaxes in the big semis. The upgrade from most manufacturers is a Cummins, because Cat no longer offers a diesel for the mass production other than their own trucks. So Cummins is the upgrade, and that's what this truck has. And I can tell you, of all the Cummins I've had, and I've had the old V10 Rams, I've had the 5.9 V8s. Just something about Ram that speaks to me. Just, it's very truckish. It rides like a truck, and that doesn't mean it rides rough. It just rides like a truck. And the Ford I had was a 13.67 Power Stroke, and it was in the shop the first 65 days of my ownership for idle issues. The first trailer I put on was just a flatbed truck trailer that my dad and I have. The trailer itself weighs about 7,000 pounds, and it damn near squatted that 350 non-dually Ford almost to the bumpers touching the ground, and it was ridiculous. And the guy at Ford's like, well, you got to put airbags in all these Fords, you know, because they ride so nice. You got to put airbags to hold the weight. I'm like, that's the most moronic thing. The Duramax really didn't pull with, but my dad does have an 11 Duramax. He pulls his fifth wheel with. It's a extended cab short bed. He's a Jimmy fan, so yeah, the truck's been good. He's had no problems with it. But I wouldn't buy a Ford ever again, and this Ram has been a testament of just sheer power. It's a good riding rig. The quality's there. The interior's phenomenal for sitting out in the sun and everything, and just been a real good truck. So when you have a question of should I buy a Ram, well, my sister has an 03 Ram with the first generation 5.7 Hemi, and she's had a couple glitches with it, but other than all, they still have the truck. It's been phenomenal. So whether you're getting a gas Ram or even a diesel Ram, I think the Cummins is the best in the market for diesel. And I sold Rams, and when I was in the car market, and I sold Chevys, and I sold more Rams than I did Chevys and Jimmys. But you know, to each their own. If you're going to look for a diesel, I say you got to look at Ram for sure. You got to look at GMC and Chevy if you're looking at anything but a Ram. And if you're a Ford fan, well, hey man, be a Ford fan. And I hope that when you spend that kind of money, you get everything you wanted out of the deal. Because I didn't bag this dually, I didn't get the air ride in the back. It was an option. I decided not to do it. I went with the standard Hotchkiss and leaf springs, and this thing don't squat. You know, for anything. I mean, it's just a beast. And when I'm pulling, and I don't drive the truck a lot, but when I drive the truck a lot more, it gets about 16 in town and about 21 on the highway. But when I'm pulling, it just gets about 16, which is pretty dang good, because my dad's D-Max gets down to 10 and 11, and it may just be gearing and stuff like that. But up until the last year, Duramax hasn't been able to even meet the payload and towing capabilities that the Rams had. I mean, my truck's rated 34,000, and I would have no guess they would pull that. I've seen old 12 valves do that from the late 90s. Cummins diesels do that, so you know, not that they were supposed to, but they did do it. So other than that, if you guys have any questions about my Ram Mega Cab, hit me up. And if you're looking at Ram, I've had it for all these years. We're until lately we bought the Kias, we've been a Ram family, and we're going to stay that way when it comes to our trucks. But we did change the SUV over to a Kia. So really just get out and drive these things. But you know, when you mash the throttle in any diesel, and the Ford and the Chevy do a little bit better with this, that's great. They're a fast diesel, but I'm more into pulling and the confidence in pulling, and this truck over all the ones I've had is the one to get. So please guys, subscribe. That helps me out a little bit. And ask me questions if you want. Take care and drive safe out there.